Pokemon Emerald. Fun game full of some really strong Pokemon.
Hi, how are you?
But what if they weren't available? Today I'm attempting a hardcore Nuzlocke of Pokemon Emerald using only Pokemon under 400 base stat total. And let me tell you, they are garbage. And mixed with my smooth brain, this is going to be a fun challenge. So can I beat Pokemon Emerald with only trash mons? Let's find out. We begin our adventure with our starter. No, not that one. That one. Nice. We catch her and name her Rousey, who swiftly evolves into a Dustox, allowing us to easily clear all the trainers from here to Rustboro City. Before that, however, I am going to have to break species clause because there's no way I can beat this thing without a Beautifly. Wanna know how I know that? Well, because Dustox got clapped. On attempt 2, we catch the additional Wurmple named Home and evolve her into a Beautifly and quickly challenge the first gym. Attempt 4, we need the next encounter, Skitty, who has an abysmal encounter rate that keeps us here for 30 minutes. We begin our 4th attempt against Roxanne. She leads with her Geodude as I send out Home. We start with the Harden to boost our defense and get hit low with a Rock Tomb. We peel back some damage with our held Oranberry, and the following turn take Geodude out with an Absorb. Out is her second Geodude, who suffers the exact same fate as the prior one. And out last is her ace Nosepass, who uses Block on the way in and takes about a quarter from Absorb. She goes for a Harden, and Absorb does a little more damage. Then the next turn she misses a Rock Tomb, allowing me to take her into the yellow before a Citrus Berry brings her back above half. Nosepass then goes for Tackle as we set up an additional Harden. Another Tackle does no damage as we slowly chip at Nosepass, and after she uses both her potions and some questionable AI attack turn choices, we take her out, winning us our first gym badge. We didn't even use our Skitty. After getting a ride from Mr. Boatman, we end up in Granite Cave and catch McGregor. The battle against Brawly is practically impossible to lose thanks to McGregor. Brawly has no moves that can hit us, so after nightshading everything to death, we take the second gym badge. We head to Mauville City, where on Route 117, I catch Silva, and time for Watson. And boy is kinda strong for this point in the game. He starts with Voltorb as I send out McGregor. Fake Out provides some chip damage, and I switch out into Silva on the incoming Spark that doesn't do too much damage. We of course get outsped the next turn and get hits with a Spark that paralyzes us, but we break through and confuse the Voltorb with Confuse Ray. Silva then hits a quick attack that brings Voltorb low, and he takes himself out. Thankfully we survive. Next on the field is Electrike, who sets up a Howl as Silva hits another Confuse Ray. The following turn he breaks through confusion, setting up an additional Howl as Silva stays paralyzed. Luckily he hits himself the next turn, but again we stay fully paralyzed. We go for a quick attack, but he also does. But thankfully he hits himself and Silva breaks through, allowing us to take him out. Magneton takes the field and hits us with a Shockwave as Silva heals with Moonlight. He misses a Supersonic the next turn, but we stay fully paralyzed. We get hit by another Shockwave and a Sonic Boom before we're finally able to move and heal up again. The paralysis woes continue, so I stupidly switch into Home on a Shockwave. I don't know what I was cooking here, but I use Stun Spore that hits and he stays fully paralyzed. Yeah, I'm never punished. I switch into McGregor on a Shockwave, and after some chip damage with Fake Out, we bombard him with Nightshades until he falls. Last out is his ace Manectric. I switch into Rousey as he sets up a Howl. Following turn, he sets up another Howl as we do no damage with a Psybeam, and again he sets up another Howl as more chip damage gets done. I protect the next turn, fearing an attack, and we block quick attack, so I switch into McGregor to avoid the damage. We get some chippies with Fake Out and get smacked with a Shockwave before we thief his Citrus Berry from him. I've never used this move before, but this allowed me to heal up enough to survive the incoming Shockwave on 7 HP, but just fall short on damage, leaving Manectric super low. But I big brain it and send out Rousey to eat the Shockwave and switch back into McGregor on a quick attack, allowing one final Fake Out to defeat Watson. To be honest, that's the smartest I've ever played, and that's the only smart thing I'm gonna do this whole run. But hey, you should sub anyways. On Route 113, we catch Ali, and with a Moonstone from Meteor Falls, we evolve Namahunas and proceed to gamble our life away a little and save up enough to buy some strong TMs and Ice Beam and Thunderbolt. Maxie. He leads with Mighty Anna as I send out Silva, and after setting up to +6 with Tail Glow, we get roared out. Gus does no damage and Bite crits Rousey. I heal with Moonlight as all he does is go for Sand Attack and then switch into McGregor. A Bite does a bit of damage, and after some chippies from Fake Out, he goes down to a barrage of Nightshades. Next out is Zubat. So after a quick switch into Namahunas and a smoochy smooch that Zubat rudely disregards, we take him down low with a Thunderbolt and we switch into Silva. Zubat proceeds to whack Silva with a wing attack, making me clench my cheeks. Look, I did warn you of stupid plays. I take Zubat out with a Shockwave Wave, and out comes I switch to McGregor as he goes for tackle for some reason, and we avoid the damage. We use Fake Out to get some chip, and Nightshade brings him below half as he sets up with Focus Energy. I switch to Home on a Magnitude that we avoid, and I switch back into McGregor, who survives an Ember, and a Fake Out Nightshade combo takes out the Camel. Before Flannery, we go back into Granite Cave, and again, breaking some rules, we find Wily the Nose Pass. Time for Flannery. She leads with Nummel as I send out the Short Keen McGregor. Fake Out does about a quarter before taking her low with a feint attack, almost killing, as she sets up a Sunny Day. After she heals, a couple feint attacks take out the Nummel. Next out is Slugma, who gets taken deep into the yellow with a feint attack and hits a Smog that doesn't poison, then gets dropped by a feint attack. Out comes as Sunny Day fades. A feint attack does about a third before she sets up another Sunny Day. Now, I can't do enough to kill, and no one else wants to take a Sunny Day boosted overheat. Thus, this marks the end for our Short King. He was truly a cut above the rest, and he will be missed. In his place, I send out the greatest, Ali, who after hitting a barrage of Dizzy Punches, breaks temptations of this sexy camel, but just in case, we switch into Wily, who eats a few tackles before taking her out with Rock Slide. Out last is her ace, Torkoal. She eats a Rock Slide and sets up a Sunny Day, which is not great because Overheat can do some numbies. And with her White Herb, she can potentially take out 2 members, if not more. I risk Wily's life and connect with a Thunder Wave. Torkoal goes for Overheat and we survive with 5 HP and restore our HP slightly with an Oran Berry. Again, with no one to switch into, I just attack with Rock Slide, blinching Torkoal, and the following turn she stays fully paralyzed, meaning one more Rock Slide takes out the Smoky Turtle, winning us our 4th gym badge. We are blessed by RNGesus. Next, we head back to Petalburg City to teach an old man a lesson. He leads with Spinda as I lead with my very own, and he survives a barrage of strengths before healing, but a crit facade takes out our champ. I send out Silva to finish the job, and after 3 tail glows and hitting himself in confusion twice, and healing with Moonlight, we take out Spinda with a Thunderbolt. A facade takes us down to a little above half, and still confused from Spinda, we break through and take out Vigoroth. Lanoon is out next, and after risking a headbutt flinch, we snap out of confusion and hit a Thunderbolt that takes him deep into the red. Thankfully he heals and we get him back into the red before switching Wily on a facade, and I set up a Sandstorm, and after taking another facade, Lanoon goes down. Last out is Papa's Slacking. Thankfully for Truant, this battle is kind of a gimme. After paralyzing with Wily and getting him to half, I switch into Rousey, who has Protect. So I alternate Protect and Psychic until the big lazy lump goes down, winning us the 5th gym badge. Now, I cheated big time. Instead of putting Ali in the box, I had a massive brain fart and threw Rousey in there. Look, I'm sorry. And through the entire playthrough, I did not even notice. If it makes it any better, Rousey has a higher base stat total than Ali, and I also record these things close to midnight after work, so yeah, sorry, my bad. After completing some more story and getting a very oddly designed Pokemon, it's time to take on Winona. She leads with her Swablu as I channel my inner Necromancer and summon Ali. A crit Dizzy Punch bodies the fluffy bird, and out comes Bananasaur. Dizzy Punch doesn't do very much damage, and an Aerial Ace that's about a third. The following turn, Dizzy Punch brings her to a little above half while she sets up a Sunny Day. Well, she's now faster and can do some serious damage with Solar Beam, so I switch into Home to eat it, and the following turn switch into Wily to eat their Aerial Ace. I repeat this until luckily the sun goes away on the turn Wily is out, and Tropius charges up a Solar Beam as I use Thunder Wave and switch into Home. Then a barrage of Rock Slides from Wily take her out. Pelipper takes the field, and after some protection shenanigans and risking a crit, we paralyze her and switch into Namahuna's as she remains fully paralyzed. A Thunderbolt somehow doesn't take her out, but luckily she misses Supersonic, allowing us to take her out shortly after. Out comes the Metal Burb. A Thunderbolt brings her a little above half, and we take a third from Steel Wing, and a crit Thunderbolt takes her out the following turn. Out last is Altaria, and after eating an Earthquake well, we take her low with an Ice Beam. Surviving one more EQ allows us to take her out with one final Ice Beam, winning us our 6th gym badge. After slapping up both evil teams' leaders, we arrive into Mossdeep City, where after getting a Super Rod, we encounter Tate the Corsola. Going into the 7th gym, and I'm kinda scared. Their team is scary, and I'm not very smart. They lead with Xatu and Claydol as I send out Wily and Silva. Xatu immediately sets up a Calm Mind before getting hit to a third by a Signal Beam, and Claydol uses Earthquake, which Wily survives, and slows Xatu's with the Rock Tomb, and heals 30 HP from her Citrus Berry. I switch Wily into Home to avoid the EQ damage, and take Xatu out with a Signal Beam. Out comes Solrock, threatening with Flamethrower. I hit Claydol with a Signal Beam that confuses, and take it out with a Silver Room from Home as Solrock sets up a Sunny Day. A tag team into Solrock takes it out before Lunatone sets up a useless Calm Mind, which allows us the next turn to tag team Lunatone securing us the 7th gym badge. After quelling the anger of literal gods that were realistically too easy to summon, it's time to take on the final gym. Juan leads with the love disc as I send out Silva. Immediately getting attracted, Silva doesn't love this stupid fish and sets up a tail glow. A water pulse does minimal damage as I get another tail glow off and avoid a sweet kiss before lusting fully for the heart fish. A water pulse does more chip damage before we take her out with a thunderbolt. Out comes Wishcash, who takes about a third from Signal Beam before he sets up an Amnesia. Now here's a good time to note, I didn't know Signal Beam was physical in this gen, so I was so confused as to why it didn't do more damage. And I guess Wishcash is also confused because he's setting up Amnesias. Anywho, after the heal and a couple Signal Beams, one crit takes out the catfish, and Silva just electrocutes the rest of the team, winning us our 8th and final gym badge. Going into the Elite Four, I forgot Mawile is a thing, so our final team consists of Silva, Namajunas, Ali, Holm, Tate, and Wiley. I'm screwed, aren't I? We start our way to the top. Sydney leads with his Mighty Anna. Thanks to Intimidate, Signal Beam doesn't KO, but confuses, and he uses Sand Attack. Don't really want to play into these games, especially being so close to the end, so I switch into Namajunas as he hits himself, and on his healing turn, switch back into Silva, and KO the Dark Doggo. Out comes my favorite Pokemon, Absol, who almost goes down to a Signal Beam, but just sets up a Swords Dance, allowing us to take it out, and rinse and repeat, first Elite Four down. Next up is Spooky Girl Phoebe. She leads with the Dusclops as I send out Silva. And since Dusclop pretty much always goes for Protect on his first turn, I set up a Tail Glow. The following turn, I set up another as she does almost half with a Shadow Punch, and we set up a final Tail Glow as she goes for Protect. This lets Silva take out the first Dusclops, and the second one takes the field, and just barely survives a Thunderbolt as a Rock Slide brings us super low, and the following turn we finish the job. Braille Bennett falls the same way, and out comes Sable Yi. And after realizing I'm faster with Moonlight and healing to almost full, a Thunderbolt takes her out. Last is Bennett, falling the same way, winning us the battle. Third is Glacia. She leads with her Celio, and I send out Namajunas. I set up a Calm Mind as she sets up Hail. I set up another Calm Mind as we get hit by a Body Slam that thankfully doesn't paralyze, and the following turn we get her super low with a Thunderbolt that also paralyzes, but she gets payback, however, and paralyzes us as well with a Body Slam. I go for another Thunderbolt as she heals with a full restore, bringing her down super low. I risk Namajuna's life and attack. A Body Slam gets us to 12 HP before we stay fully paralyzed. Thankfully, the hail stops, never punished. I switch into Tate and take out Celia with an Ancient Power that incredibly gets us the Omni Boost, and out comes Walrein. And thanks to the Omni Boost, we're able to Chew Shot with Ancient Power. Third is one of the Glalie, which just sets up a light screen, allowing us to take it out with Ancient Power. Same goes for the second one. Last out is her Celio, and after bombarding her with Rock Smashes and getting several defense drops and getting frozen, we take it out, winning us the third battle. Last of the Elite Fours is Drake. And here I realized I had no way of restoring my PP of any of my moves, so I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot here. He leads with Shelgon, and I sound out Namajunas. This Shelgon also loves to go for Protect on first turn, so we take advantage by going for a Calm Mind, taking it out the following turn with an Ice Beam. Altaria takes the field. The Cloudy Bird just barely survives an Ice Beam and sets up a Dragon Dance, but Drake uses his healing turn, and we're able to get a high roll, taking her out. Kingdra comes out and hits us with a Smoke Screen as we set up a second Calm Mind. The following turn he hits another Smoke Screen as Thunderbolt does a little above half. We then outspeed and hit another Thunderbolt that gets a Lucky Para as he sets up with an additional Dragon Dance. Can't believe we were actually speed tied there, and I lost 2 of them. We then proceed to miss 2 Thunderbolts as he sets up 2 Dragon Dances, but thankfully we break through and we're able to take it out. Next out is the Unloved Nintendo Dragon, and we can survive a non-crit attack, but we need to break through and hit Ice Beam. We connect and take it out, and that was butt clenching because none of my other team members would have been able to outspeed and kill. Salamence comes out, and our Berry Procs bring us to a little above half. We survive his Rock Slide and miss our Ice Beam. We truly have to risk it, and I decide to attack, and we live on just 3 HP and connect with Ice Beam, taking him out. Maybe I didn't really need to do that. Probably Wiley could have survived an attack, but hey, this makes it all the more climactic. Last, the champion. Will I come out on top with my team of garbage? Let's find out. Wailord is Wallace's first Pokemon, and Namajunas takes the field. Threatening with Water Spout, I have to attack, but he just goes for a Blizzard that misses. Another Thunderbolt takes him deep into the red as the incoming Water Spout does almost no damage. Since he's going to heal, I set up a Calm Mind, and with another Thunderbolt, take him below half as a Water Spout does little damage again. allowing me to set up another Calm Mind, and getting hit by a Double Edge, we take him out. Out next is Tentacruel, who thankfully misses a Hydro Pump and takes a lot of damage from Thunderbolt that also paralyzes, allowing us to outspeed the next turn and take him out. Ludicolo takes the field. I switch to Home, who eats a Surf on the way in, and hit a Silver Wind hoping for the Omni Boost, but I don't get it, and one more Surf takes us out. But Home did massive damage, allowing us to take him out with a Signal Beam from Silva. Whiscash is out next. Similar to our fight with Juan, a barrage of Signal Beams take him low before the last one actually confuses in this instance, which helps because Whiscash takes himself out. Gyarados is out next, and he just begs to be hit by a Thunderbolt. We do a lot of damage before he sets up a Dragon Dance, and despite his healing, we bring him back low with an additional Thunderbolt before getting blasted to the Shadow Realm by a Hyper Beam. Since he has to recharge, I send out Namajunas to finish him. Wait, why did I set up? Namajunas gets taken out by a Hyper Beam because I'm an idiot. I send out Wily and this time take him out with a Rock Slide. Last out is Milotic, and Wily has no chance of surviving and she gets swept away by a Surf. I send out Tate, who gets Toxic before dealing about a quarter with an EQ and eats a Surf that brings us deep into the yellow as Milotic eats his Citrus Berry. He then attacks and takes Tate out with a Surf, and I realize he's out of heals. All I have to do is live an attack and I can KO. I sent out the Ghost of Ali and we survive and KO, winning us the battle and crowning ourselves as champion. Oh yeah, that was a complete and utter shit show. I sometimes just go blank and don't even think when I'm battling, but hey, we won. If you enjoyed the video despite the few hiccups, consider leaving a like and subscribing, or don't, it's okay, I understand. Until next time, bye.